Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
Hello. I'd like to capture my thoughts this morning with the words, dangerous desperation of death. D. Dangerous desperation of death. And I'm talking of Genesis chapter 18, and I'm talking about the Genesis chapter 18. I'm talking about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now it's really mind-boggling. 2 angels have been sent to destroy the city, and they walk into the city, and the reason for wanting to destroy the city was because of the licentiousness and the open debauchery of the whole place, and the lifestyle of the people. And God said, I need to wipe out that generation. I was told, I don't know how far it's true, of an archaeological find where the people Sodom and Gomorrah, certain things were unearthed as they were excavating. And the archaeologists who discovered were so horrified that some of them fainted in horror at the level of licentiousness and the level of debauchery and the lecherousness of the people, and the degradation of humanity. Now, these 2 men were sent to destroy the city. And guess what? The men of the city wanted to sleep with those men. And Lot was trying to even pacify them by offering his daughters who were married but were also virgins. And that leaves the real questions in my mind. Daughters but virgins. Married but virgins. And so they had husbands. Yes, because in the early one of the Lot tried to persuade his sons-in-law to live with him. So Lot's daughters were married, but Lot said they were virgins. They are no man. That is a very interesting. It means it holds a whole lot of possibilities. So maybe those men didn't want the natural use of women, and maybe had other designs or had other desires. And the Bible says Lot offered the men of Sodom to pacify them. Take my daughters who are virgins. And they told him, get away from the place. We want to sleep with the men. And the angels pushed Lot aside and struck the men of Sodom with blindness. And the Bible said after they had struck them with blindness, both the old and the young were groping in the dark, still in a state of blindness, still with a desire to sleep with the men. Man, you are going to rape somebody and the person just says something, abracadabra or something, and you go blind. Won't you fall on your face and beg the person to restore your sight? But these guys, sight or no sight, what we mean to do, we will do. You know, sometimes this was the place for them to be repentant and say, hey, something has come into our midst, and be repentant and ask for forgiveness. But they were determined in their folly. They were determined in their licentiousness. They were determined in their debauchery. They were determined in the things that nothing is going to stop them. And so a worse fate awaited them. Destruction of their city. You know what happens? Sometimes God gives you little signs for you to stop and for you to go on your knees and ask for forgiveness and ask for mercy. Cling on to the altar of mercy. And if you don't hear and if you don't see, a worse fate awaits you. Destruction. Dangerous desperation for death. That was the men of Sodom. It was not necessary. They could have repented there. But that just shows you that there are some things when it takes over people's mind, they can't think anymore. They can't think anymore. They don't think right. It's an obsession. It is something and for me, I'll say it is a spirit. At that material moment, nothing else matters but the pursuit of their desires. Well, I'm not here to legislate. I'm here just to sound caution. I say sometimes worse fate of destruction awaits us if we persist on the dangerous pathways that we have chosen. It's a choice we have to make. It's yours to make. See you later.